After a few days in Victor, Idaho, Richard and I headed north into Montana, leaving the Tetons behind. We rolled up through the West Yellowstone town and then into a place called Big Sky, Montana. Cute little tourist town. While riding through West Yellowstone area, I was shocked at how beautiful this side of Montana was, and I shouldn't have been surprised, but it seemed to me like a lot of the Yellowstone without all the crap, the traffic, the tourist, people stopping in the middle of the road to watch animals, and just a nice, pleasant drive with low traffic, low stress. Just a great day to be riding in a beautiful area as we rolled north through Montana to the ski resort area known as Big Sky. We were both pretty hungry when we rolled into town, so we decided to stop and get a sandwich and a beer, and that turned into a six-pack. And we had such a good time that I decided that was probably going to be a place that we hung out. Cheap food and good beer, and we rolled back to set up camp, but not without taking the last dregs of the can with us. And you can totally drink beer out of a coffee cup. It's a very discreet way of finishing your beer on your way to find a campsite. And that was the plan this afternoon, as the weather was coming in, get camp set up. So we rolled down the river or up the river. It's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes it looks like you're going downstream and the water's going upstream, but it's again, it's a beautiful area, national forest here, and I prodded out a few little spots that might have been a candidate for camping, and this is a great spot because it's got a river right beside it, but it turns out it was just a put-in with no camping available. But it wasn't long till we found a road that took us up into the forest. There's so much traffic on this road, they put up signs to pull over into the pullouts, but I lost Richard on one of the turns.
I couldn't get out. There was like a huge line of traffic. I went, well.
Yeah, this is almost like that where we were last night. There's a forest road a mile from here.
All right, I'm back. I'm right on you. I figured this would be the best place.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Once traffic cleared, we got back up and turned off onto the forest road that took us about 4 or 5 miles off the pavement. It's stony, but otherwise not very many obstacles to get up here to the top of the hill. But yeah, it was a nice peaceful ride up into this canyon with yet another tributary into the river below. And yeah, I would totally go back here. Richard came in and got out pretty easily, and we even shot some footage before we left of the craziness of how Richard can handle this Harley like a dirt bike. It's a lot of fun seeing somebody that masters a big, heavy street bike.
I'll be back in 2 hours, worst case. If the guy loses his shit, I'll be back in 45 minutes. Huh?
So it wound up going back into town because I had a customer that was a little bit upset that I wasn't in Alabama, even though I could take care of most everything I needed on the back of this motorcycle. As long as I had power and internet, I could have taken care of him. But this was a futile attempt to save one of my customers that was not as excited about me having fun while he was still at work. So went back in to see if I could take care of him, and wound up actually doing a live stream while I was in town, which was fun.
That is where that bighorn sheep came down, tried to cross the road before he saw me, and then he turned around. I really think we're in the wilderness now, which is fun.
So I've said it so many times that people probably should understand what I'm saying, but I talk about tarps and the magic that they create because they allow you to sit and enjoy nature like this, where everybody else is closed up tight in their tent, and they're scrolling through their phone, or they're, reading, catching up on text or whatever. Well, there's no internet out here, so we can't do that. But Richard and I are hanging out here, having a good time, mostly. I mean, you got wet running over there to grab your shit and put your shit up. But yeah, other than that, you got your jacket on. We got a beer. We're having a good time, enjoying the weather. It's not for everybody, but if you're locked inside your tent, you're not going to be able to enjoy this. And we're just sitting here chilling and going, wow, yeah, there's weather out there, there's nature out there. It's kind of like I don't know, there's birds. You can hear the birds. If you don't like the noise of birds and the wind and crickets and stuff like that, maybe you should stay home. But yeah, I like this stuff, and I like being out, being able to enjoy it. And the only way that I can find that consistently enjoy nature and rain like this, I mean, it's been pretty rainy this whole trip, but it doesn't really bother me because I'm enjoying it. I'm sitting out on my porch enjoying the nasty weather and letting Richard empty my roof. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used my Firebox as a fireplace. Although that's a really good use because it's fun tending the fire when you're not trying to cook on it.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's what separates me from the hardcore Firebox folks is they've got 101 different ways to start your fire, and just tending the fire. They don't like to talk about that too much.
Spruce.
I'm saying this is spruce, but I have split it into quarters. Well, kinda. Almost cut one of my fingers off. So I got it as close as I could, wrapped it up, cut the center out of it, and now I'm gonna put some Vaseline soaked cotton in there. We're gonna see how. Let's see if I just get started. There we go.
I can see a flame through the crack.
Just gonna see, because I've always wanted to do that, but splitting the oak back home is not something I like doing unless it's really dry. And I don't happen to have a lot of dry oak, but this stuff is really easy to split, so we're gonna try this. And so the theory is that the burn burns down, and it's like a candle. Swedish fire torch is what they call it. It's, I don't know, I'd call it more like a candle. And the ones I've seen are usually a lot bigger than this. I think you could cook over them. I think I've seen somebody cooking over them. And I've had people recommend that I use, that I cook over, over one of these, but that would be about as small as I could get it. So I just kind of want to see. Maybe I'll pop out the damn Swedish fire torch and my little firebox, since everybody was so upset that I was dogging the firebox. I really wasn't dogging it. I was just telling the people the drawbacks, and there are some drawbacks. Just like any cooking method, I guess, there's drawbacks. So I opened up a hole with the cotton ball. It looks like it's actually burning now that we got some oxygen coming up from the bottom. That's the other fuel that you need for fire. We'll see how long that burns. It's been burning, what, 15 minutes now? Just open up the hole and it's actually looking like a candle now, so we'll see how it does. So we had a decent rain last night, but we were under the tarp, sitting chilling, shooting the crap, well protected under the tarp. And it sprinkled for a little bit and then it cleared up. And this is what you get in the morning. I believe it's Friday morning. And yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is today, but probably just gonna hang out at camp, get some work done, and maybe go in later and get some internet, because there's nothing out here. But you can see we got a little bit of coverage from the rain last night, just a little bit. No big issue. Might be some cool slow motion video on the Harley. That would be cool, huh? So after a couple of days hanging out in the woods, the beautiful woods above Big Sky, Richard and I rolled out next morning and headed north again, further north into Montana, into a town called Garnet, a ghost town at the top of a tall hill that was rutted out. And Richard finally finds the limits of his off-road Harley. You don't want to miss that episode, so stay tuned and I'll see you then.